Good morning, good noontime, good afternoon, good noon 30, good midday, good evening, good night, good midnight 30, whatever time of day it is. I want you to know, hey, I'm Lynn Ferguson, and I approve this message. I'm Lynn Ferguson, also known as Lynn Tennyson, your host here on the show, Lynn Spins. It's a podcast dedicated to Black life in America and all over the world in music. So today I would like to go ahead and get right into this discussion about the fascist regime within which we found ourselves here in the United States of America in 2025, the start of Donald Trump's second presidential campaign. Or I guess we could call it the presidency. I mean, So most of us have seen the Heil Hitler salute that Elon Musk gave several times at the inauguration. Even people like myself who did not watch the inauguration are privy to that and have been since pretty much when it happened. It went viral. One of the problems that I see, and honestly, I think the biggest theme in this is calling a thing, to use the wording of Iyanla Vanzant. Iyanla Vanzant has said many times that you need to call a thing a thing. You need to call something what it is in order to understand it so that you can fight against it if you need to, so that you can correct the behavior or the situation, so that you can understand with what you're dealing. People aren't doing that, and people have not done that, and that is why we're here. It's not the only reason, but one of the main things that has allowed this, that has enabled this behavior, that has allowed this to get to this point at which we are literally being ruled over by white supremacists straight up, is being disingenuous, is not being forthcoming, upfront, is not calling things out for what they are. We don't want to call racism racism. We don't want to call racist racist. We don't want to call a Hitler salute a Hitler salute. You see all of these news entities coming out with, titles like suspected Hitler salute, weird gesture made by Elon Musk is claimed to be so and so. Like, no one wants to just come forth and call this a Hitler salute. And the few people who do, and or entities who do, are, like I said, few and far between. But we wonder why this stuff continues to persist. You cannot keep asking why the country keeps becoming more and more racist while you ignore racism and don't want to call it what it is. You can't do that. And this is going to be a very quick video because I have class today. I just left my first criminological statistics class, and then I have another class later today about this very thing, about the political climate and Black life in America, and how white rage has been used by people in political power or to get political power in order to further their fascist ideologies and enactments. So, and by the way, the class that I am taking in the course is called collaborative. Is a collaborative inquiry course, and it's a 3-hour course that is 3 hours each class period. That is titled "White Backlash: American Politics," and then it goes into Georgia Governor Maddox's segregated schooling and future of democracy. So this is talking about, white flight. It's talking about white rage and how it's been used to spur certain enactments, certain proclamations, certain laws, certain policies, putting certain people in power, furthering their power, expanding their power and influence and profit. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just like, I really don't even know what to expect at this point, aside from the same old continuation of white supremacy and, basically us being enslaved all over again. I really don't really see how we're going anywhere else because people refuse to be bold and call a thing a thing. The reason that people are doing this is because they don't want to lose their positions. They don't want to lose their access, their this, their that. You're losing your fucking rights. What access, what influence do you think you're going to have when you completely lose your rights? Do you think you're going to be able to build up some kind of protection from this crazy shit that you're allowing to usher in and you're assisting in the ushering in? Like, is that what you think is going to happen? Do you think that you're somehow making it easier for you? Are you saving up to leave the country? What exactly are you doing that makes this make any sense? Like, it's literally ridiculous. It's like people are they're cutting their nose to spite their face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need your nose. Like, you're doing something adverse to your own health and the health of others. You're doing something just totally adverse to everything, except this ideology and their goals, um, that are against you, just to stack up a little coin. The coin's going to be gone and useless when you are not able to spend it because in certain places because you are not white, or you're not straight, or you're not cisgender. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like people have been catering to white supremacy over and over again. You all elected this motherfucker into office again. You did all of this, and now we're reaping the consequences. You lost your platform. So all those Republicans who were mad, or who voted for Donald Trump, I bet you didn't think he was going to take away your TikTok platform where you were advocating for him. You know what I'm saying? Now he took away your platform, and he also has put people in place and in power who have come over to this country, first generation, never voted a day in their life, Vivek Ramaswamy. And although I hear he's on his way out on the first day. But like, you got people coming over this country, first generation Americans, and they're telling you that you're lazy, you ain't shit, and everybody else is more qualified than you. Meanwhile, they were lazy enough to not vote for anything, a president, a local elected official, or anything, a law, you know what I'm saying, until 2020. And then all of a sudden, that's also when they want to be, running for president, running for Ohio governor, running for all of these things. You want to do all of this stuff. You want to have all of our political fate in your hands. And you didn't even take advantage of it, yours being in your hands. And now, when you decide to do that, simultaneously, you want us to give you the keys to the kingdom. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're putting these people in office. We're putting another first generation American, generation immigrant in Elon Musk from South Africa, bringing his silly 15 accented ass, but no accent at the same time, over to this motherfucker just so that he can give jobs away to people like him who come over here and try to take from Americans instead of adding to the American pool. I mean, like, what are we talking about? He took social media platform. I mean, every right wing person you let come through in the past year alone, 2 years alone, has taken away in less than a 2 year time span. They've taken away two of the biggest social media platforms to date: TikTok and Twitter. Now they are, Facebook is getting rid of their fact checking. So apparently facts are not okay. And, you got people in here who are being put in places of power over Americans who have been here foundationally for centuries, generations. So you got people coming in here from South Africa, billionaires running our government. You got rich people who have gotten their wealth through scandalous, nefarious means by defrauding people like Vivek. Allegedly with his mother had a medical company, investing in some kind of medical equipment that did not end up doing what it was supposed to do, allegedly. And people felt defrauded by that, allegedly. You've got all of this stuff going on, all of these people put in these positions of power in our country, and we're wondering why we're dealing with what we're dealing with. We're wondering, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, it's insane. So I just wanted to put this out here real quick. The guy sat up there, Elon Musk, and did multiple Heil Hitler salutes. But this is the same guy who said that people are racist, that the maggots are racist for not supporting his H1 visas. H1B visas, I'm pretty sure is what they are. Because those were not supported by, maggots, then people are, upset and calling, Elon and Vivek and all these other people calling people racist. Now we see race. Now we see racism. But meanwhile, you're coming up here and just a week later, hiling Hitler. All right, but I'm Lynn Ferguson, also known as Lynn Tennyson, your host here on the show, and I welcome you next time we jump in Lynn's bins.